Hello, 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 and welcome to another edition of The Review with Heather's Passion Academy. I am Heather of Heather's Passion Academy, and today we are reviewing a new show that has appeared on OWN, and that is Family Empire. And again, this is a new show, so this is season 1 and episode 1, Meet the Bradens. And y'all, the people who know when the show came out. Yes, today is the middle of July, and I do know that the show came out about 3 weeks ago. But, we're going to review it when we review it and when we see it, and not, be on um, some foolishness. I'm well aware, but I'm going ahead and I'm going to throw these reviews back to back to back because I did finally get an opportunity to watch and to assess because there's a lot going on with this family. And again, if you know this show, this is season 1. This is a family out of Houston. I'm really excited because it is a family business that we're getting to see the ins and outs of, like how business and personal comes together. And so I'm really excited to see the dynamics that happen. Of course, for me, if I'm going to watch a show about somebody's business, I want to see more about the business and less about the personal, unless the personal affects the business. So I'm just excited to see what's going to go on with this family. So let's just go ahead and get to the review so that you guys can have an idea of what I'm talking about. So the episode opens up actually as a formal introduction to the show and to the major players on the show. So the show that we're seeing is about the Braden family and their real estate empire. The ladies call themselves sister cousins because they all grew up together. There's 4 generations in this family, and they're all in Houston. And we're going to focus mainly, though, I think the show mainly focuses on the relationship between the sisters and cousins, and then the actual business of the 3. So the oldest is Jermisha, and if you can see here, Jermisha is the one in the orange here, and she is the oldest of the grandchildren. She's followed actually by Nicole, which is the middle on the picture here. She's in the gold, and the most, as they say, extra and fabulous of of the crew. And they actually started the business together. And so on the right of Nicole is Jaquita, which is Jermisha's sister. So you have all of them, but not only them, you have because they were talking about there's a group of cousins that grew up together. So this is actually um Nicole's sister Monet. And then this is Lakeisha, who's also Nicole's sister. So again, it's a lot going on. I love it because, if you're from a big family, you get it. Um, so it's just a lot of the first couple of minutes is just kind of getting together who's who. Okay. The grandparents are Oscarine and Frank, and they are the Braden couple. And they Frank actually passed away in the last couple of years. I'm not sure if I think it was 2022. Um, and they are actually real estate entrepreneurs, which gave them, the kids, their spark for wanting to have a real estate company. Now, Jamisha and Nicole started the business out together, and since then have employed other family members over the past 5 years that they started their brokerage. I think we are into it now. I think we get it. I think we get it, y'all. Okay, so Nicole shows up to the business and is talking to everybody, letting them know we're gonna come together. We're gonna have a family meeting, or well, kind of a family meeting and also a business meeting. Anyway, so she wants to discuss some things, some family, some business. They're talking about Q1 projections and everything, and how they're you have Jaquita, and she's bringing in 19 listings. Very interestingly, Jaquita mentioned that before, and this is Jaquita again, before she went into real estate, she was a pharmacist, but she noticed that she made more money as a part-time real estate agent than a pharmacist, which I'm shocked because I would figure if you're a pharmacist, you're doing pretty good, but obviously not. But I guess, you gotta pay for student loans. So anyway, so she decided to come on full time. So it's just, again, it's a lot. They talk about the upcoming photo shoot that they're going to have, um, and what all they need everybody to wear. So that's really what the business was about. But not only, as the ladies were talking about, do they have family members and friends and everything that have joined their brokerage. Two of the husbands have joined. Well, at least are part of the business. Let me say it that way. So Justin is Jermisha's husband, and he's uh, an agent at the real estate group. And then this is Chris, which is uh, Jaquita's husband, and he is the photographer and kind of media sales or whatever for the group. Now this is Larry, which is Nicole's husband, and from what I'm understanding, Larry ain't finna join. Larry ain't finna do that. He likes what he does. He works a lot of long shifts, but I think he likes it that way. And I say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, as far as the all this stuff is concerned. Well, they finish up their meeting at work because they got to head on out to Jermisha's house, where they're having their family um dinner. And now when we talking about family dinner, we talking about everybody. And they look like they be really pitching a good old Wayne Dang Doodle. So you see all the people that's showing up. That's on Cheryl there. I'm not sure whose mama Cheryl is. Jackie is Jamisha and Jaquita's mom. Then you got Charlotte. I don't know who mama that is either. We're gonna find out in a minute. And then there's Frank. So there's five of the, as they call, G1s, which is their the children of Oscarine and Frank. So you have five children, and from those children, you get all of these grandchildren and great grandchildren. So let me just do a little counting there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's 5 kids, and then he got 3. Uh-huh. And then Charlotte got 1. Cheryl don't have any. Nikki got 2. And then Jackie got look like 3, because I'm trying to count 3 and 2 is 5 and 1 is 6. And then 3. Okay, that's about 9 grandchildren, and then you got 7 great grand. It's a lot going on with this family. I love it. Just want y'all to know. I love it. Anyway, so you got the matriarch here, Oscarine, and you're gonna hear them talking a lot about their grandmother because they have a lot of respect for her. But not only do they have a lot of respect for her, but they just really want her to be involved as far as letting her know what's going on with the business and everything. Um, so you got a lot of stuff. They done had prayer. They got a brother James. That's Jaquita and Jamisha's brother. Nicole, they said Nicole don't show up to nowhere on time. Just let y'all know. Nicole don't show up nowhere on time. Anyway, so they decide to go on with the family dinner once everybody's there. But they're also kind of talking to Chris, which is Jaquita's husband, about why he don't really want to come to the office. And they, talking about he need a schedule and everything. But now Jamisha go ahead and cut it short because she like, look, this is family time. I don't really want to talk about business, but we can table this to the next episode, basically. And that's what they do. So after everybody's having their food and everything, they kind of go in, they talk to Granny, which is Oscarine, and telling her about where their business is headed. So Jamisha, of course, again, gives her accolades and let her know that she was the one to help plant the seed for them to start the business, because the two that started the business was Nicole and Jermisha. Y'all following this? Is everybody following this? Okay. Nicole and Jermisha were the two that started the Braden firm, and they then brought on everyone else. And from there, they just wanted her to know that, it started out with family business, it started out with these things, and now it's growing to all of these things. But one of the things they want to really talk to her about is some land that they still own. And so they want to develop this land that she owns. Now, Oscarine and her husband acquired a lot of properties and businesses all over Houston. And this is one piece of land that hasn't been developed yet. So Jamisha is thinking she would like to develop the land while Oscarine was saying, "Oh yeah, that's cool and all, but I want to pay off my children's home with, so y'all can sell that land." Um, and that's for the G1s. And they were like, "Well, granddaddy said that land was for us." And so that's where there's a little bit of a discrepancy because um the grandchildren thought that was going to be for them. And she's saying, "That's cool now, but I'm gonna take care of my kids." And you can't blame her. Can't blame her for wanting to take care of her kids. But at the same time, I can see both sides of it, in other words. Um, but yeah, but what I do enjoy about this show so far is that we're talking family stuff, but they're constantly talking about how to build legacy and everything. And that's the one thing I can appreciate about this show so far. So now in the next scene, we're gonna see Nicole doing some things. This is a home that she is looking to showing one of her clients. Now Nicole says she didn't always sell luxury items because now this is a more than I can afford home. And now she says she used to sell $250,000 homes her first year, but in her first year she sold 51. So there's the math right there. And I did not do the percentage, but usually broke agents get between 3 and 6%. So y'all can do the math on that because I'm not going to. So but think about it. She's selling a house a week. That ain't bad for your first year. And I guess that's what really kind of made her keep going. So this particular client is looking for a specific thing. So she found her 5 bed, 5 bath, 6,000 square foot home. Now that is nice. I'm gonna just tell you, I need 2 more bedrooms. But anyway, um, and so she's showing the client the home and everything. The client's excited because she's a surgeon and she wants a home with a wow factor, but she also wants some other things like lake views and everything. Look at how nice that bathroom is. I'm not going through this whole house, so I'm gonna just show y'all those things. So her client, who's a surgeon, first started out looking at houses in the 800s, and they decided that with all of the amenities she wants within a home, that that's not going to work with that budget. So her actual budget now is 1.5 million, and this house is 1.4. So she was like, "Well, it's about an hour drive and everything." And Nicole is talking to her about investment. This is, this home here is, if you ever have children, it helps to generate um, generational wealth, through property ownership. These are things that you need to consider. And she's like, "Okay." So they decide to move forward with making a deal as far as pressing, putting an offer in on this home. So hopefully we'll see a follow up as to whether or not, she gets the home, or if not, it was a nice home to look at. So over in the next scene, we see in this little area here, that little strip mall is owned by their grandmother, and right behind that little strip mall is the land that we were talking about. So Jamisha, Jaquita, and their aunt Nikki are looking at this land that Oscarine owns, and Jamisha wants to show Nikki what her vision is for developing the land. Now, Nikki is like, "I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna hear you out. But at the end of the day, I am the agent for my mama, and amen and hallelujah. That's what we're gonna be doing." So they are talking about the land, because she agrees. She remembers that the grandfather told them that they can have the land when he, before he passed away. And that's where the discrepancy is. But again, if Oscarine want to sell, she can't really get in the middle of that either. So 30 years ago, they said that Oscarine uh, purchased the land for $72,000. And now it is appraised at $865,000, which means that if they sold the land at the current rate of 865, her profit would be 793,000. Now, the biggest issue that they're having is that she does not want to continue to pay taxes on the land. And she pays about $34,000 in taxes. And that's really why she wants to sell. Jamisha is seeing it as an investment, putting maybe 50 doors as far as homes are concerned on this developed land, and thinking that that's something that they could be that, could consider. And especially with the location and them trying to start and to push out to develop that part of uh the city, this could be an opportunity for them. And everybody said this plan sounds good. However, you got to get Oscarine on board, and I think that's where the problem is. So we just gonna see, honey. I'm pretty sure this season is gonna be about that. So in the next scene, we're looking at the photo shoot, the company photo shoot, and Keisha is there working with Chris. And while they are getting things together, and Chris is setting up the shots and everything, Nicole shows up after everybody got there. um, Lakeisha is saying that, she does sometimes feel left out because there are times when they have family things and they don't necessarily include her in pictures. Now she feels closer to Jamisha and Laquita and Jaquita because they were kind of raised as sister cousins because their mom, who is Jackie, would make her feel like family. And I guess she would come and get her and everything. So as you see, they kind of got her on. Let me see if I can do this. Like right here, you see, that's her right there. She feels like she's always on the end or on the outskirts of pictures. There's pictures there where she's not even in this photo. And I'm pretty sure because they're showing this, I wonder if she was actually there during that photo. So I can see how she can maybe feel left out of things because um basically they have different mothers. But I think it's weird though because they all have the same father, and the father is the one that is the Braden. So I don't we're gonna find that we again, these are dynamics that we're gonna have to dig more into as time progresses. So anyway, they're all in good spirits. They're taking pictures, they're taking their Braden, I guess everyone who works for Braden is taking a picture. They have their group photo that they're taking. Everybody's in good spirits and everything. And while everybody's doing good and being excited, then you see that Nicole is talking to Chris again. She wants to really understand what it's going to take for him to come back into the office. And he says he just feels like he's not being respected, and every time he has a creative role to, some type of creative ideas, that he's not being listened to. Now, let me tell you what I do like about this as well. Even in their confessionals, even though they are butting heads, everyone is respectful of everyone. Like he's like, she's a strong woman. She has great ideas and everything, but we tend to bump heads. And she says the same thing. He has some great ideas. Sometimes they're a little, out there, and maybe I have to reel him in, but he's really good with the ideas. And when we bring our ideas together, it's like explosive. It's pretty cool, pretty great. So I am glad to know that they talk about each other so positively. That means to me that these relationships are workable. It just, it's gonna take some ironing out. So they all agree that he does need to come back in, but what they agree on also is that there's just going to have to be some type of contract placed in order for them to get what they need, for I guess both sides, for them to get what they need. So anyway, um they end up meeting over the cousins, that is the sisters, all meet up. Well, Nicole, Jaquita, I'm getting it, y'all. Jaquita and Jermisha and Nicole and Keisha decide to all come over to Jaquita's house for dinner. Yeah, I have written this down and I'm looking at it and it's still messing me up. Anyway, so they're all talking and they're having a little crowd boiling. They all seem to be in good spirits, grabbing them a little beer, and they talk about a few things. And the sisters are saying that they really want to see the other two sisters, Nicole and Lakeisha, have a better bond because everybody notices is tension between them. They don't really know how to talk to each other, relate to each other. So they're hoping that they can facilitate um them getting, bonding. And then also is more important for Keisha to build more of a bond because she lost her mom. And so now that she doesn't have her mom, she really does need to rely on, her cousins and her sisters for support. So, they talk about all these little things, and while they're talking, first of all, they getting they good grub on. They tell uh finally Nicole walks in and they were all laughing because they said, now one thing we ain't gonna do is wait on nobody when it come to eating. So she comes on down, grabs the bubbly and everything. It seems like they in a good space. Everyone seems to be in a good space until they kind of sit down and honey, Jaquita had way too much to drink, obviously, for herself because they said 2 drinks and she's done. So they talk about headshots and, the company photos, and they're looking at those things, and then they get into talking about, not don't joke too much because you know how sensitive they are, and Nicole wanna know what they mean by that. And they said, "Well, the thing that we notice is that, you know, first of all, they can't joke with her like that, but also there's a wall up when she comes in the room when it comes to Lakeisha." And she's like, "Well, I know that I haven't facilitated any like space for her to talk or anything, but basically they know that they should not be the way that they are toward each other as far as they don't I don't think they hate each other, but they just don't know why there's so much tension between them, and I think it's just awkward between them." So, she was saying, that's one of the things that they really need to work on, but with them saying that there's a wall up, she feels like they are making a mockery of their situation and they're joking, too much. And them 2 sisters there, you can tell they can laugh and joke and they can call each other whatever and they're okay with it. They are good natured when it comes to that. But then when you have sisters that, you could tell they haven't grown up in the same spaces, um, they just seem a little awkward to me. And the funny thing about it is I think that both of them have the same personality. It just presents differently. So I don't know. Anyway, Nicole didn't like that they were constantly joking and everything. So she just went on. She told him she ain't like that. It hurt her feelings that they talked to her like that. But she gonna go on and be on out. She just picked up her bags and left, said, "Thank y'all for the food. Goodbye. Take this mic off of me because I'm done." Um, and so that was the end of the first episode. And now what I do like about it again is that we are seeing some real relationships. And we know that everybody isn't perfect. We know that they don't have um everything's not going to be the best because we do have the dynamic of the 2 sisters, and we're going to find more about their relationship and like what happened to cause the type of situation that they got going on. A lot of times with shows they wait too long to tell you what's going on in the background to the point where you just know that everybody is weird and awkward around each other. I like that in the first episode we're going ahead and addressing that, hey, they are half sisters and everyone is aware that there's some kind of, not so great blood between the 2 of them. I think that's important to make a show do what it needs to do. You know what I mean? So, having said all that, again, just wanted y'all to see this family tree one more time because, you know, and everyone that you're seeing seems to be involved. So that's also a great thing. So we get to know more about the entire family instead of just pieces of the family. Who are anybody that's here, you're gonna see about them. Anyway, as always, thank you all so much for tuning in. Hopefully we're going to see some even better episodes. Again, I'll be dropping more episodes of this show later, but also please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. I'd like to know what you guys think about this show so far. And I'd be honored if you support my channel by liking and subscribing and sharing this review. And y'all know, as always, what do I say? I will see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.